Jai Hind to all. Some updates from Team MND on the US economy. Now, the game of AI and infrastructure investments is heating up, especially between Meta and Microsoft. To understand how business work in this space and why such big giants they close their apps due to running in loss, let's deep dive into the latest developments. So stay tuned till the end of this video to understand how is tech warfare also associated to it. Now, US tech giants Microsoft and Meta they have higher than expected revenues in quarter 3, but their shares still sank due to investors' concerns around high AI spending and projected cooling in the cloud sector. Now, that's a paradox. Some pertinent data points are Meta reported on October 30th that its quarter 3 revenues were up 19% year on year to 40.6 billion US dollars. That beated Wall Street estimates of 40.2 billion US dollars. Its earnings per share came in at 6.03, beating estimates of 5.19 US dollars. Microsoft's results indicates revenue was up to 16% from last year at 65.6 billion US dollars, beating estimates of 64.4 billion US dollars, alongside its EPS coming in 3.30, well above the $3.08 expectations. Now we see and enjoy the Meta AI across the popular WhatsApp, Facebook and Instagram apps. Its leading founder is seen to be standing up to his words. Mark Zuckerberg says the biggest risk is not taking any risk. In a world that's changing really quickly, the only strategy that is guaranteed to fail is not taking risk. After all his strategic risks and investing on his innovations, he reported that his firm had a good quarter driven by AI progress. I'm also reminded of the famous quote of Michael Dell. The most important thing in business is to create a product or service that people want and need. If you can do that, you will be successful. And that's what Meta is doing. Now, looking at the Microsoft's earnings, they were boosted by a 33% year-on-year growth in its AI-powered Azure business. Beating expectations, it would expand around 29%. Now we talk about AI and the magic that it does. How many of you are actually aware or you have actually considered the infrastructural costs associated to it? According to Facebook CEO, its AI investments would continue to require serious infrastructure and he expected Meta would continue significant investment, though the budget has not yet been finalized. Now, according to financial chief Susan Lee, it was focused on making Meta AI as engaging and valuable a customer experience as possible, and it clearly stated that monetization opportunities will exist over time. So Meta and Microsoft, they both are making significant investments in digital infrastructure, including data and center and microchips to support their AI initiatives. In fact, Microsoft's digital infrastructure spending on generative AI is expected to increase, with estimates suggesting a growth rate of 15 to 22% for 2024. Meta said its full year capital expenditures should land between 38 billion US dollars and 40 billion US dollars, that it expected significant capital expenditures growth in 2025. Now, Meta share also dropped as it missed expectations for daily active users, a core metric on this health of it business, which notched a 5% year over year. It jumped to 3.29 billion on an average lower than an anticipated 3.31 billion. Now, Microsoft meanwhile said in its outlook for the current quarter that it expected its core AI offering Azure to grow between 31% and 32%, slightly down from 33% posted last quarter. Microsoft expects revenue for this current quarter to land between $68.1 billion and $69.1 billion, below analysts' expectation of $69.9 billion. Now, AI is becoming a crucial aspect of business, with companies like Meta and Microsoft leveraging its potential to drive innovation and growth. Generative AI in particular is a subfield of deep learning that enables computer systems to generate new data, evaluating human-generated content. There are other organizations and startups like Mistral and few other that are emerging players and in the industry, and they have also received significant fundings. So, in spite of making profits, how the infrastructural costs governs the investors' sentiments and share prices and future success of the AI is an important variable for us to understand. So it's interesting to see and understand why such big giants, they close their apps due to running in loss. And let me also mention the investors also govern the geopolitical landscape. Let us know how you feel about this comment, how you feel about this content in the comment section. Jai Hind.